Welcome back, guys. We're here at Brands Hatch for the season finale of the 2022 British Touring Car Championship. We're here with Laser Tools racing drivers Aiden Moffat and Dexter Patterson, and we're already off to a great start thanks to Dexter with his best qualifying yet in P7. The boys are just getting ready to go out for race 1, so we'll catch up with them when they're back in. So Dexter, yesterday you got your best qualifying to start today, and we've had races 1 and 2. Tell me how it's gone for you so far.
Yesterday was really good. I was really happy to get inside the top 10 in P7 for starting race 1 today. A wee bit unfortunate at the start of race 1, we just got knocked out onto the grass, and then we were back down to square one at last, so it's not what we wanted. But in race 2 we showed our pace again, coming from the back. And gaining good 10 positions or something, and the same speed as Tuckington, who's one of the fastest, so hopefully we can just carry that speed into the last race. Well,
you've obviously proved yourself this weekend. Was that your best qualifying this season?
I think so. I don't know, I don't actually know about it. I think probably the best we've had before that is like 15th or something when we were here on the Indy, so a big step of improvement, but we're just a little bit too late in the season, I think.
Yeah, well done, and we just need a bit of better luck for race 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And Aiden, how did races 1 and 2 go for you today?
It went alright. We had a really bad qualify. Well, I say really bad, we weren't that far off the pace, and the car felt good, but we had a few issues in the brakes, which held us back quite a lot, so we've done a lot of stripping and rebuilding last night, and issues still very faintly there, but the car was a lot better. So starting 19th, we could have moved up to 15th, up to 12th, and got a couple of points finishes. And on the group of cars, it's actually been really tight, surprisingly. Here, it's maybe a bit of a train up towards about the top 5. So we're right in the battle on the pace and kind of involved in the race and enjoying it. So the races have went well. It's a shame we couldn't have had more pace in qualifying to then have that pace further up the grid, but it's been an enjoyable day.
Good. Well, good luck for race 3, guys.
Thank you very much.
Very nice of them to join us. And yeah, sorry, my name's Paul O'Neill. I'm a commentator for ITV Sport, so these boys hate me because all I do is talk rubbish, usually about them, except for Dexter today, because that qualifying, mate, P7, and Aiden's nodding his head, proper effort. There's a round of applause, actually. That was a great effort.
Thank you very much. Yeah, no, I was really happy with it yesterday. Okay, I didn't really expect it because I knew the lap was quite good. I think we'd done like I can't remember what it was, 30.6, and then we went down to 30.1. But I just thought we were going to gain a couple of tenths and maybe be in the top 15, and I'd be quite happy with that. But to be in the top 7 was brilliant. So
yeah, for sure. And just before I hand over to Aiden and ask him some questions, there was some pieces of paper on the table just to see if you guys wanted to ask any questions. I know a lot of them haven't been filled in. It's no problem, but if there is anything that you think of as we're going through, I'll just ask you to put your hand up just before I leave, and we'll ask these two dweebs some questions that can make them sweat and make them bright red like we did last time. But Aiden, I'll ask you a couple of questions, fella. I'm a journalist, mate, and I have to always ask the awkward questions, unfortunately. It's been a difficult year, isn't it? And I hate to go on about that, but there was some light at the end of the tunnel. The car, you said to me, is handling the best it's ever handled.
Yeah, it's been a very challenging year, to say the least. We've only had the one podium from Oulton Park, and even there we never really had the pace. It was kind of driving my mirrors a bit for half the race and wait for the front wheel drive tyres to fall off and then kind of pull away again. So even our only podium of the year, which is obviously disappointing off the back of last year. But we've had little underlying issues with the car all year. A couple of them we can't change. We're stuck with them at the moment. We're a little bit too stiff, the chassis, with some changes we made over winter. There's other things that mean we can't run the minimum ride height, so we're having to run the car a bit too high in there, which causes us to lift wheels quite a lot. The rear wheel, which obviously is traction for us, and
decoupling the diff, causing oversteer, and as soon as we get that to sit back down, the front wheel starts bobbing about and gives us lockups and understeer, and as if that wasn't enough, we had a small issue with the brakes. It's been there all year, but yesterday it seemed a bit worse than ever, where you're releasing the brake pedal but it's holding that peak pressure and kind of overslowing the car before it comes off. So it's made life difficult for us. The guys have done a lot of work last night, changed pretty much everything in the car, and it's been better today, and we've actually been able to race our way forward a little bit with it. So it's good to go out and enjoy the racing and at least have some fun to finish off the season.
Moving on, can I just ask you quickly about next year? I know, this is kind of your team, you've been here a long time.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything that's what the plans are for next year?
Do better is the main plan. I don't know what there's obviously, the cars aren't gone, the cars need a lot of work. There's still, the M Sport engine we had to use this year, that wasn't strong enough for half a season, and towards the end it's got a bit better, but that engine needs improved and will be improved because it's the first year from the M Sport, and it's kind of part and parcel of it, coming to a series where everyone's been in it for years and figured out how to bend the rules just right and get the most out of it. So that was obviously holding us back a lot. There's the stiffness issues, they can be cured. It requires putting a new floor in the car, which is doable, but not during the season, which is why we've had to live with it. And apart from that, the other issues meaning we can't run the minimum ride time, that's all curable. So I think the cars obviously have 1 year left in them, and they could be very strong cars again. But at the same time, you're always going to speak around, see what options are out there, and look at what we can do, because we don't want to just try and get a little bit further up again. We want to get back to fighting at the front for podiums and be there at the end of the season. That's the goal. That's everyone's goal. So yeah, we have to shop around a bit, have a lot of conversations, and continue some conversations and see what there is to kind of pursue.
Yeah, Dexter, kind of the same question to you, mate, because you've made a fantastic impact on the series, and it was a shame it kind of ended for you today, didn't it, at Graham Hill Bend? Someone went side by side with you. I don't know who that was actually.
Yeah, no, it's, I'm just going to start doing names. It was Josh Cook. It was Josh Cook at Dunfleet. You go back and watch it. No,
he's learning. He's learning fast, isn't he? You're going to take him out.
The first time I've been in the top 10, and then I got about 3 corners, and then I was up the grass. So I was like, just typical. But the speed's there, and if you look at that race there, they started last and then came back through the field, and once we cleared most of the traffic in the same times as Tuckington, so the speed's there. It's just a little bit too late in the season, which is a little bit frustrating. But we've got one more race today, and we'll just see how far up we can get.
Yeah. What about next year? Can I ask you about next year? Because you've been a bit of a revelation, mate, as the year's gone on.
Yeah. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow.
No, don't worry about it. No, let's not worry about the question.
Well, that's it for another year of the British Touring Car Championship with Laser Tools Racing. We cannot believe how fast this year has gone, and what an exciting year it's been. But we're not done yet, as we return to Donington Park next weekend for the final round of the GP4 Championship with Logan Hanna and Corey Grant. And we'll see you there.